Hello everyone, we're the Brides team and welcome to Inspire.
So, hello everyone, welcome to the introduction to Inspire. We are so excited to be joined by all of you. My name is Luke.
And I'm James.
And I'm Elise.
Yeah, and as I said, we're so excited to be joined by all of you. And I think you've even commented in the live chat already. Charles, what are we saying in the live chat?
Oh, honestly, there's so many people. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through everyone and say hello, but keep popping your names and where you're from into the live chat so we can say hello to you, hopefully, throughout the course of our evening together.
Yeah, amazing.
Amazing.
Oh, thank you so much for commenting in the live chat. Keep commenting in the live chat where you're from as well, because we're so interested to know. But for now, we're just going to start you off with a short little prayer. So we'll begin with the sign of the cross. So in the name
of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
A reading from the Acts of the Apostles. When the day of Pentecost came, all the believers were gathered together in one place. Suddenly there was a noise from the sky, which sounded like a strong wind blowing, and it filled the whole house where they were sitting. Then they saw what looked like tongues of fire, which spread out and touched each person there. They were all filled with the Holy Spirit and began to talk in other languages as the Spirit enabled them to speak. The word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
Lord, we thank you for gathering us together this evening as a brand new community, just like the disciples of Pentecost. We ask, just like at Pentecost, you pour your Holy Spirit on us tonight and continue to work through us this week. Amen.
Amen.
So I think now we're going to pass over to Tom, our director here at NDCYS, so he can say a few words.
Hi guys.
Hi Tom,
Hi.
how are you doing?
It's great to see you. I wish I could be with you, obviously, but it's so lovely to be with you tonight, and it's amazing just looking at the live chat and how many people are watching. It is awesome. You know, like you said, we're starting something brand new. We're creating a brand new community, a brand new way of doing the whole confirmation thing, and I really hope tonight we get a chance to get a feel for how these live sessions are going to work. Obviously, you amazing people, because you're the stars of the show right now. You're amazing witnesses for our young people, but also so that everyone watching, young people, catechists, can get a really kind of better idea of how it's going to work. Because we're going to have live streams, we're going to have online stuff based in the app in Google Classroom, and then stuff happening in your parishes, and that kind of blend of things, I hope, will give you guys an amazing experience of confirmation. Even though there's lots of challenges, I think we can do something awesome. How are you feeling about it, guys?
I mean, we're really, really excited for it. I think we're all really excited in our own way as well. James, would you like to just quickly introduce, I know you said your name, but would you like to explain what are you doing? What else are you doing?
Yeah, definitely. So as I said earlier, my name is James. I'm from Nottingham. And what else there? So I did my confirmation, I think 9 years ago, year 7. Is that 9? I don't know. But I did my confirmation when I was in year 7. I chose the name St. Patrick, and I went to the parish of Our Lady in St. Edward's in Nottingham. So I'm just super excited for the course and what's going to go on, especially for this evening, just getting this first introduction going, kind of thing. Yeah, I'm just super excited, definitely. And
Yeah.
what about you?
Would you like to say your...
Yeah, so as I said earlier, my name's Elise. I am from Scunthorpe, which is a small town up north, I suppose. Yeah, you know. And, I'm from Scunthorpe, and yeah, I'm on my first year here at the Brides team, and I'm just so excited for this evening. We've got so many great speakers speaking over the course of the weeks, so many great friends of the Brides as well. I'm so excited to just hear all of their perspectives. Just so many great things going on in this course. I'm excited. I'll pass you back to the middle.
And as I said earlier, I'm Luke. I'm from the mighty town of Mansfield. Absolutely amazing town. Well worth a visit when we can. But yeah, I'm actually going to be going through this course with you guys because I have, in fact, not took my confirmation or Holy Communion just yet. So I'm going to be going through it with you. I was meant to do it last year, but obviously things got put on hold due to the coronavirus. So I'm really, really looking forward to be able to learn with you, grow with you, and just grow my faith in this new community that we've got as well. But for now,
I mean, you're such brilliant examples of why this is so important, and why I think you guys are going to make such a good guide and as such a good friend for us all on this experience. Because the thing is, we're all in this together. If anything, this pandemic's made us realise that we are all connected. I think actually I've probably seen more people and spoken to more people and felt more connected on video than I've ever done before, really. And I think the fact that all you guys are in different places, you're learning about different aspects of your faith, I really hope will help all of you guys, and that's catechists and young people watching, learn about your faith as well, because we're all still learning, we're all still figuring it out. And I think there's going to be a great chance to do that. Now, the team talked about speakers and guests, and we have got some guests which we're going to go and have a chat with, because over the course of the next few months, you're not just going to have input from the team, you're going to have input from experts and people with incredible backgrounds and perspectives. And I know there's a couple of that can't stick around for too long. So in a change to the order slightly, we're going to just, I think Father Simon's going to say hello, because I think he's got to leave us first. But I'll hand back to the team and they're going to have a chat and just going to ask the speaker a little bit about what it is they're going to be sharing with you and what their perspective is going to help you understand on the course coming up.
Yeah, so as Tom said, we're going to pass over to Father Simon now, just so he can explain whereabouts he's from maybe, and what this course is for him as well.
So hello everybody, it's great to see you this evening, and I'm speaking to you tonight from the Presbytery in Southall. I'm the parish priest of Southall in Nottinghamshire, and there's a church here, Our Lady of Victories, and there's another church in the parish over in the village of Calverton, and that's the Church of St Anthony. So it's great to be able to join with people, because there aren't that many young people in the parish here, and I don't think there'd be a confirmation. Sorry, that's my mum ringing. Turn her off there. Perfect timing as ever. So there wouldn't be, I don't think there'd be a confirmation programme here, so it's great to get involved in this one across the diocese, because as long as I'm here, I'm also helping out with the education role in the diocese and have a little bit of involvement in schools. And I'm also involved a little bit with the Lourdes pilgrimage and meet some of the young people, especially sixth formers in some of our Catholic schools going to Lourdes. So there's lots of different ways that I'm able to engage a little bit with some of the next generation of saints in our church. And the element I think I'm speaking about in a few weeks' time is the person of Jesus Christ. And the title is The Name Above All Names. And we're going to look at the way that Jesus comes through the scriptures, through the Gospels especially, to be known to us by a whole variety of titles that help us to understand a little bit who Jesus is and what his mission is, and how sometimes people understood that and how sometimes they got the wrong end of the stick. So even though sometimes it seems a little bit confusing to us, how can Jesus be truly God and truly man? How can God be the Father, the Son and the Spirit and only one person? How can Jesus have come to live among us if he's eternal in heaven? We'll have a bit of a chat about all of that. And there's some great resources in the UCAT book that we'll be referring to as well. So there'll be time in the session to have a little bit of a chat in our parish groups as well, and really come to know Jesus, hopefully, a little bit better on that session. So I look forward to seeing you all then.
Thank you very much, Father Simon. We're super excited,
Definitely,
to have you speaking on these courses as well. And I know for me and James, we all know always. I knew you first from Lourdes as well. I remember you visiting our school to get all our paperwork, and such an amazing person to have speaking. So thank you very much for that. And I think we're going to pass over to our next guest as well.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. In a minute, just 1 second, yeah. And yeah, we're going to pass over to someone called Joe here. So would you like to introduce yourself, say where you're from, and and what you're speaking about as well throughout this course?
Okay, so thank you very much, Luke. My name is Joe Hopkins. I'm the Director of Adult Formation for Mission for the Diocese of Nottingham. Originally, I'm from the beautiful city of Derby, the centre of the universe. If you look at the UK, it's the most central point. And I'm now living in Nottingham now, I think, for the last 8 years. So I'm calling that being on mission. So that fits into my job. So my role with the course is, as you can imagine, being the adult formation for mission. Like, well, we're working with a lot of young people. What are you doing here? Well, I'll be working with the catechists, and it's been great to be working with the team with NDCYS at putting this together, looking at how we build those themes and look at the UCAT especially, and those amazing things that the church teaches us about God. How do we make that accessible to us here and now, and particularly in this new online format? So I'll be along the way trying to support catechists, those leaders in our parish, to make sure that they feel supported in all that they do.
Amazing, thank you very much, Joe. Another incredible person to have speaking as well. We're just so excited to have all our guests here on Inspire, and I think we're going to pass over to Tom as well now again.
You're so right, and what's beautiful is Joe segued beautifully into what we're going to do next. We're going to come back and have a chat to some more of our speakers in a bit, but one of the questions is, how is this all going to work? What's going to be the kind of platform? So it consists of 3 bits. And for our young people watching, you guys are going to get sent this stuff over the next couple of weeks before our first session, which is in 2 weeks' time. The 3 bits are this. 1, our live streams. You're tuning in on YouTube right now. You're hitting us up in the live chat, which is awesome. So that's all amazing. And that's exactly what we're going to be sorting. And that's exactly what we're going to be using to kind of have those big moments where we all come together. The second area is using Google Classroom, an app on your phone or on your laptops, where you can access a special room which has just got your catechists and parish and young people, so you can carry on the conversations that we start in these live sessions. You can share your entries for challenges. You can send pictures and put videos in. And on the evenings, when we're all together on the big YouTube live stream, there'll be certain moments where we'll ask you to go back into those virtual rooms, have a chat about something, and maybe come back with some questions for our speakers. So they're kind of the first 2 bits. And the third bit, of course, is still your parish community. Because in the 2 weeks in between each of these sessions, we don't stop. We're going to give you things and things to look at, but your catechists are also going to be hopefully carrying on the conversation, asking the things of you, checking in with you, making sure that we're kind of keeping in contact and keeping that parish feel, even though we're all together as a diocese. Now, one of the things people worry about then is the technical bits. We've got a little video. We're going to show you a bit about how the Google Classroom platform is going to work. And then we'll answer a few of your questions and meet a few of all my guests. So team, hit the video and then we'll see you on the other side.
So this is what the Google Classroom interface looks like on a computer. As you can see, I've got 2 classes in here at the moment. When you log in, it's likely as catechists you'll see one, or as students you'll see one as well. You may use Google Classroom at school, and if that is the case and you're using the same email address, you'll need to make sure that ndcys.com is enabled as a domain that you can join, and then this class will appear alongside all your other ones. If you're using a special setup of kind of class, all you're going to see are your class there, and so it'll be where it says Inspire Catechists, it will say the name of your parish. Following tonight, we're going to set up all of those classrooms, and so you'll get invites throughout the week, and then we've got a fortnight to try and get everyone in before next week. Sorry, our next session, which is in March. I just want to show you a little bit about how it works as well, so you can have a look at the software. I know many of you guys have been in the catechist room, which is like this, and you can see lots of posts and lots of activity and lots of conversation, which is exactly what we want to see. But for this one, in this test class, I want to show you a little bit about it. Up here, and this is the first cool thing, you can upload a photograph and actually put a photograph of your group or of your parish. And so think about maybe kind of finding a photo that would be something that you guys would like. So we could, I mean, for now, we could put this really cool one of the NHS symbol. So like you just want to give a shout out to the NHS and our key workers at the moment. That's all good. But it's a really nice way of personalising your classroom to make it your own. So we'll just set that class theme there. And we'll see that our picture will update, and then we've got a nice kind of custom class. This code here is really important. Okay, so if you want to invite people to your class or kind of add young people, once we've got the correct consent, this code is what you're going to need to be able to add people in manually. And there will be a few issues with the invites, and we'll work all that out, but that's what you need from there. just to talk you through the stream, it's a bit like a Facebook wall or any kind of social media post where you can write posts. And as catechists, you can write posts and say something to your class at any time. You can send it to all students or just to some students, depending on what you want to do. And it might be just checking in with them. It might be just seeing how they're doing that week. It might be just kind of saying, how is everyone doing with their Lenten challenges? And what the good thing is, once you post this to all your students, they'll get a notification. And for you guys watching, if you're one of our confirmation candidates, you then can add a comment below and keep the conversation going. The idea of this room is twofold. One, that we can use it during the session to have conversation and debate and to share links and resources. But most importantly, after we've finished, in that 2-week block, you can keep the conversation going. You can post pictures, you can post ideas, videos, anything you like to this class, and it's a really, really great space to really collect and celebrate your confirmation journey. Have a look on your People tab. You'll be able to see then all your students who are there at the moment. I've got all my Briars team invited, and they're all there waiting to go. And you'll see up here where it says teachers. As catechists, you'll be invited as teachers alongside a member of the NDCYS team as well. So there'll always be one of our team who's a teacher in your classes, just to make sure we've got that safeguarding aspect rock solid, to make sure there's multiple adults in there. And on our first session in March, we're not going to use a video conferencing. We're just going to ask you to write comments in your classroom just to get ourselves used to using the platform. One thing you can do if you get adventurous is set challenges, which you can then make sure everyone does, and you can do that on the classwork page. And yes, I know it's called classwork and this isn't necessarily the same kind of class that we normally have, but up here, if you click on the create button, you can actually ask a question to everyone in the room. Say, what have you given up for Lent? And then say, tell us what you've done. And then we can put a due date in. So actually what we could say is, well, actually I want them to respond to that by next week, by next Thursday. And you can give a time if you like, any time, that's cool. And you can also select that students can reply to each other, that's all good. It's an ungraded thing, you don't want to give scores. We're not going to mark who's done the best job at giving up something for Lent. But if you click ask, what that will do is we'll pop it into the stream. And there you go, and everyone will be able to answer that question, and you'll be able to see everyone who's answered, everyone who's kind of given a response. And what we're going to do to test this out is during our first session, we're going to post some questions, because we'll be able to post questions to everyone's classroom simultaneously. Some questions, particularly from our speaker, and an opportunity for you then to submit questions for our speaker so that we can share that and have a bit of a dialogue during the session. You'll see as well upcoming, we'll have a list of all the work that's coming up in the next few days, just so you've got an idea. Don't worry about the grades tab, but this is where it's going to be. And again, you can post videos, add links, add files. So if as catechists you find really cool stuff you want to share with the young people, great. If as young people you are completing the challenge for the week, which I know is a visual image challenge for our first week, then you guys can post your images back here or to the assignment that we'll set to everybody in your classrooms, and hopefully we'll get used to using this platform. As I said, on our first session there'll be a mixture of live stuff where we are watching and listening to the speakers, but then we'll ask you to go into your rooms and essentially just to use your classroom and to use your phones and to use the computers and devices you're on to have a bit of a dialogue and a conversation in between, so that we get used to using the platform. And then later down the line we'll bring you into video chats where we can have video conferencing and hopefully be able to see each other and have a bit more of an interactive experience. But that's Google Classroom. To get in there, go to classroom.google.com. and you'll need to log in with the email address that you've registered for. If you've had any issues having invites, you might need to choose a new address, and obviously it needs to be a Google account, but it doesn't need to be a Gmail address. We'll work out and support you over the next fortnight, getting you all in those rooms. And most importantly, you'll still be able to access the YouTube link, which we'll post to all the classrooms outside of classrooms. So if you can't log in properly, your catechist can make sure you've got the link for the YouTube video to make sure you can get in and have a good time. But that is Google Classroom, and that is a bit about how it looks. The best way, if catechists, is to join the Inspire Catechist room and to get practicing. We've got loads of people in there, and for young people, you guys will get the invites to your rooms this week, and you'll be able to then start building those classes and starting to say hello and just kind of log in. One thing that's really important to note is, of course, all of the conversation, the dialogue and everything is archived and visible by multiple adults and by us at NDCYS, just to make sure we're all safe and it's a safe space that we can use. And of course we'll continue to monitor it to make sure that everything we do is safe and appropriate for what we're going to use it for. And that is Google Classroom.
Amazing. Thank you very much for that, Tom. We're just going to pass it back to the real life Tom
Yeah.
now.
Do you know what's brilliant? Loads of people are asking questions in the live chat, which is awesome. And a lot of people are saying, where's my code for the room? How can I get into the code? Absolutely. It's the best question. Here's what's going to happen, okay? You will be invited to your rooms, first of all. That's the first way we'll do it. So this week, we're going to spend time crunching all of your consent forms and all of your data, because obviously we have to have all those permissions in place. And then we'll invite you to join one of the rooms. You'll get a little invite, you'll click on the link, and that should get you in. If that doesn't work, after about a week or so, we can then issue codes and manually add people. The important thing is no one needs to know anything yet. Anyone who's registered properly using the correct registration link will get a form and an invite officially sent to the email they've registered with, and then they can start logging in. And we've got 2 weeks to get those rooms up and running. And again, on the first session, we're going to take it easy and just going to practice getting used to the platform. It's going to take some time, and that's all good. Obviously, the catechist, you guys have had an invite, and I can send that code out again to you guys. Don't worry about joining those rooms. Don't join the test class. It's very dull. There's nothing in it anymore. Just sit tight, wait for the invite, and we'll just work on making sure everyone gets the app. What you can do, though, is download the Google Classroom app in advance to your phone, or just get it bookmarked on your computer if you're going to be on a laptop. And that's how it's going to roll. It's going to be very, very exciting. What we'd like to do is, if you've got any more questions about the platform or the software stuff, drop them in the live chat, because we're going to ask the team. The team are going to now introduce all the other speakers we've got in the room. We're going to ask them who they're doing, what session they're speaking on, where they're from, that kind of stuff. So, team, if you just introduce the rest of our speakers who've joined us this evening, that gives time for the questions in the live chat, and then come straight back to me, and we'll answer any of the questions that we've got before heading towards our last bit and our prayer and finishing for the evening. So, team, back to you guys.
Okay, amazing. So, next up in the live chat, we've got a person called Sam. So, Sam, if you'd like to introduce yourself, say where you're from and what session you're speaking in as well for us, please.
Hi, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, amazing, thank you.
Great. Awesome. Yeah, so I'm Sam. I'm 22 years old and originally from Bournemouth. So completely the opposite end of the country to most of you. I've recently moved to Bradford to work for a charity called Christians Against Poverty. But I also do a lot of youth work within the Catholic Charismatic Renewal with lots of young people running loads of events. Mainly Joel's Bar is the one that I head up. And I'm going to be talking about Spirit Lead Me. So baptism in the Holy Spirit. And yeah, I'm really excited to be with you guys.
Amazing. Thanks, Sam. Yeah, we're really excited to hear from you as well.
Yeah. I believe we've got Kayla in the live chat as well. So, James, if you'd just like to show Kayla in the live chat. Hi, Kayla. How are you?
Hello. I'm great. How are you?
Good.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
we can hear you.
Would you like to introduce yourself and say where you're from, maybe?
Oh, yeah, I love that question. So I'm Kayla. I'm not one of the speakers. I'm the senior program leader up at the Briars. So I'm going to be one of the lucky people that get to lead you through your confirmation program through this new virtual world. I'm from a place called Rotherham, which isn't in Nottingham Diocese. Sadly, I've skipped the border. But yeah, I think that's all you really need to know about me. I loved what Tom was saying earlier about we're all in this together, and that's what I'm really looking forward to as we move forward, getting to really work with all of these people, because my favourite film is High School Musical, so the song We're All in This Together really resonates with me. So I can't wait to get going and journey through this all together for the first time. It's very exciting. But yeah, so that's me.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thanks, Kayla. I believe we're
You're
going back to Tom now, are we?
Yeah, I think so. Just, is there any more questions in the live chat, Tom?
It says here, if we're having issues, is there a number we can call or an email address we can send queries to? Absolutely, there is. It's not working yet, but it will be. And the address is simply going to be inspire@ndcys.com. And that'll be a dedicated email address simply for hiding this. If you're in the catechist room, then I'm in that room, as all the team are. So that's a great place to post questions, and we try and get to them as quick as we can. And ideally, catechists, we want to do all of our communication through the catechist room. But in emergencies, or if there's any issues with getting people registered or email addresses, inspire@ndcys.com. And that address will go live tomorrow. Cool. So yeah, we'll have a look at the questions. We're in together. High School Musical is cheesy. It is, but it's good. People already commenting on the question. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Look, you guys are going to get this. One thing you might have an issue with when you try and join or join by your invite, it might say something like, you're not able to join this domain. If you're using an address which is already registered for use with Google Classroom, either it's a school address or a work address, you need to speak to your IT admin and make sure ndcys.com is whitelisted. They will understand what that means. And again, we will support you every step of the way. We're taking it a step at a time to make sure we learn all the new bits one by one. So again, our mission between now and next session is just to get everyone in their right rooms. And invites will start going out tomorrow. They will take a few days because, as you can see, we've got hundreds of people doing this course. The response has been incredible. And so, yeah, please just be patient. Next couple of days, we'll get everyone sorted. And catechists, if you're not in the catechist room, then you can email in inspire@ndcys.com from tomorrow, and we can handle that and get you guys in. So that's the platform for our communication. One kind of last thing to say before we kind of ask the team a little something. So I've got a little question for the team, just to get us thinking about one of the sessions. Is just to remind you, if you're watching this right now, to hit the subscribe button. I can't tell you how important that is. It's so important. The little graph, look at that, bing.
Oh, just amazing.
When that button's just appeared, just below it, there's a button that says subscribe. Two reasons to do that. One, it means that you'll get notifications the second we go live. As long as you hit that little bell icon, don't forget that. It also means you can access all of the live streams we do this week. We'll show you a bit of a promo trailer for them before we log off today. We live stream 5 times a week. If you've not done PE with Jesus and a workout with Elise, you've not lived. Okay, so we'll talk to you all about that. But also the other reason is it helps build our online community. Our target is still 1 million followers by May.
Yeah, I'm getting word it is still 1 million followers by May.
It's bold, it's adventurous, but I love it. When you get invited to your classrooms as well, you'll also get a full course breakdown with every session, all the materials, and all the links to a book called the UCAT, along with an online copy of that book. So you don't need to worry about anything. Everything will be provided for you in your classrooms. And catechists, your job simply is just to be on the journey with us, carrying the conversation on, conversing with us, with the young people, with our team, and just doing it together. I'm so excited for what we're going to achieve. There's never been anything tried like this before when it comes to sacramental preparation. We are really kind of breaking new ground with this. So we're going to figure it out. We're going to fix the problems. We're going to work out stuff that goes wrong, because it will. And in 2 weeks' time, we're all going to be gathered together with hopefully even more people for our first session on God the Father. And I think we've got Sarah from Capov who's speaking to us that evening. So it's going to be really awesome. So big question, confirmation names. Now, Luke, obviously, you've still got to make this call.
Yeah.
So that's very exciting. But it's one of the big questions for me. And people might already in the live chat have an idea about what they might want. But James, Elise, what did you go for? Because I think it's a really important thing to remember that when we say we're all in this together, we're not just talking about us. We're talking about the universal church, those saints in heaven that pray for us, those people we can really connect with. The reason we take a name of a saint, to remind us we're all in this together. So who did you pick and why?
Okay, I guess I'll go first. So when I made my confirmation in year 7, I picked St. Patrick to be my confirmation name. And I'm not going to try and lie to you guys that I picked it for any particular reason. I just, like most of my family was Irish at the time, so that's why I went St. Patrick. And that's sort of like the advice that I'd have for anyone else making confirmations. Basically, don't do that. Like, find a real reason why you're drawn towards a certain saint. Like, there's, in my head now, thinking back to my confirmation, there's so many different people that I could have gone for. Certainly, like, mainly in my head, Paul and Peter. But definitely put a lot of choice into your confirmation name, certainly, and that's who I went for. I don't know.
Elise, which one would you go for if you were to make your confirmation?
Yeah,
do you reckon?
so well, I, like Luke, haven't actually made my confirmation yet, so I don't have a saint name. But in terms of picking a saint, advice that I could give: definitely do your research on like saints that you've heard of, saints that you haven't heard of. Look at like their life's work. See what inspires you, because that's the message that we're sending out today, I suppose, isn't it? You know, find one that kind of resonates with you, even one that you can maybe even relate to. And just pray about it, see what comes to mind, see where your heart kind of leads to. That's
one thing that I think is really helpful as well is if you find yourself maybe asking a particular saint to on a regular basis to intercede for you because you feel a sort of more of a connection to that saint, and that could be a sign like that's maybe the saint who you're drawn to. So definitely, if you're finding anyone who you're praying to for intercession, then go for it. But just put a lot of that thought into it.
Now, couple of big things happening. People loving the confirmation name choices, which is great. Got a big comment just hit the live chat. Bishop Patrick McKinney's joined us this evening. Bishop Patrick's with us this
exciting.
Yes!
It's great to have you with us. And I know Bishop Patrick will be joining us for some of our sessions to go to chat to him live as well. But it's so great to have you with us. And to know that you're supporting us in what we're doing, because I know for you, Bishop Patrick, confirmation is a really special part of your ministry, being able to go and administer that sacrament. So I'm really glad that we're finding a way to make it work. And delighted, Bishop Patrick Michael, as it says in the live chat. So great to see you, Bishop Patrick. Thank you for joining us. A couple of people asked more questions. I'm just going to ask them, because what we're going to do is in a minute hand back to the team. I think we'll just have a kind of short prayer to finish. And then we'll kind of say goodbye, guys. Obviously, this is what we need to achieve tonight. We've brought everyone together. We've got everyone on board. We're learning about the process, and then it really starts tomorrow when we're going to be trawling through the form, getting everyone locked in and sorted out. But a couple of questions. Would it be helpful if all the candidates have a paper copy of the UCAP? Yeah, it'd be lovely. It's a lovely thing to have. It's really cool, actually, because when you get the book, it's like a stop motion animation when you flip the pages. Which is really cool. If you can't get a copy of it, don't worry though. It's a fully online version with all the content. You won't miss out on anything. But yes, it might be something to look towards. It'll make a great confirmation gift somewhere in the program or later on down the line. That would be really cool. A couple of other questions. Is this something you guys are planning on doing next year too? Yeah, I hope so. It might change a bit, obviously, because very much we're doing this like this. We're not able to meet together. Of course, we're very much confident we'll be able to meet together next year, but it doesn't mean we still do really good online content. It might be that we can provide input and speakers that you can then watch together as a parish and have a bit of stimulus, and then you guys can have more of a session together. Who knows? But let's figure it out together. I certainly want to use this as a leapfrog, stepping stone, an opportunity to create something brand new that we've never seen before. That's going to make a huge difference, not just to the young people of our diocese, but for all those people to come who are going to engage with what is, for me, my favourite sacrament of all, and the most amazing opportunity to be inspired by that Holy Spirit. Just checking the live chat. I think I've got no more questions. Everyone's just chatting on the names. I know that's very exciting. You don't hit that until session 4 or 5, so you've got plenty of time. And again, we'll share with you the full session content in your classrooms over the next couple of weeks. One of the things I would definitely advise you to do, though, if you're watching this because you've not registered yet and you want your parish to be involved, head to ndcys.com/confirmation, register your parish, and then we'll send you a special link to register your young people. We've got to make sure we've got the proper consent in place. We've got to make sure we're doing it safely and properly. And to do that, we've got to make sure we kind of get all the information that's required and make sure everyone's informed about what we're doing. So there's another form to fill in. Catechist for you guys as well. There'll be a few more admin bits which I'll do with you over the next few days and weeks to get you sorted and make sure everything's in line with DBS checks and make sure everything's sorted with what we can do. And like I said before, one step at a time. We'll get in our rooms, we'll come together for our first session. We'll start our first challenge, and then we'll look to bring together the video chats. And then who knows? The last couple of sessions, you might be able to watch them all together in your parishes, outdoors, on a summer evening, on a projector, on a wall. Who knows what's going to happen? But what I do know is that we're in this together, and I'm really excited about what we're going to create. So, team, I'm going to hand back to you. I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to say a massive thank you to all of the catechists, all of the parishes that are on board with this. It's all a journey of discovery, so thank you for your bravery and courage. Thank you to all of the young people who've tuned in tonight, because I can't wait to get you guys better. One of the things we're definitely planning on doing is having a chat with all of you guys. Come stay with us guys once we're open again. We can meet face to face, and hopefully we'll have a massive celebration at the end of this to really celebrate what we're achieving. Can't wait to just come together to sing, pray, worship together. It's going to be awesome. Awesome. But team, back to you guys in the studio. Thanks so much for this evening. We'll be in touch. Remember, inspire@ndcys.com if you've got any questions. And if you've already registered, just sit tight, wait for that link to come in the next few days. And catechist, make sure you're in that room, the catechist room, and everything will take from there. Guys, thank you very much. We'll see you soon.
Thank you very much, Tom, for that. And just before we finish with the closing prayer, we're just going to go to one of our other speakers as well. Her name is Harriet. It's very exciting to have her on. And she's just going to be here to introduce herself and maybe talk about who she is, maybe where she's from, and what she's going to be speaking about. So, Harriet, please take it away.
Hello everyone, as that little introduction said, my name's Harriet and I'm currently a student nurse studying in Sheffield, but quite a few years ago now I was actually on the Briars team for 2 years, did a gap year, well 2 gap years, which is great, and in my time on the team I really got to learn a lot about the importance of prayer in both my life but also in a sort of community setting. And it's been a real journey ever since, really, and I'd really like to share that with you. So in a couple of weeks, as part of your programme, I'm going to be chatting to you all about prayer. Some of maybe my top tips, things that have really helped me, particularly during a global pandemic, as it's definitely changed a lot for me in terms of my prayer life and sort of relationship with God. But we're sort of finding ways, I guess, to get through that. And there's been some really fruitful results, so I would love to share a few little tips and hacks of how I've been able to keep prayer life going as much as possible. So yeah, really looking forward to sharing that with you all.
Thank you very much, and it's very exciting to have you here as well. Obviously, as you said, you're a past team member. It's so exciting to have be speaking to past team members as well, because unfortunately we've not been able to have many past team members up this year, obviously due to circumstances. Me and James, as being second years, we know what it's like to have past team members up and know how exciting it is when you guys come up. But unfortunately, like Elise, who's first year, has not been able to know that. So it is really, really exciting to have you speaking on Inspire as well. But for now, I'm going to pass to Elise to lead us through our final prayer together, just to round things off.
Yeah, so we'd just like to join together as a community, as a new community as well, to say the prayer that Jesus taught us as we offer up everything we've done this evening and everything that we will do over the coming weeks. So we'll just join together to say, Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen.
And we'll end in the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
So thank you very much for joining us, everyone. We've absolutely loved talking you through what's going to be happening in the next few weeks, what the confirmation programme is going to be looking like. I'm sure James, Elise, you guys have loved it too.
I'm super excited for what's
I
coming.
can't even tell you how excited I am. So many great speakers coming up. There's a lot going on in these next few weeks. That, you know,
and just getting this
it's gonna be
taste
great.
of meeting you guys as well and going through this process with you guys. Just so excited.
Yeah. And as Tom said, you're already on our YouTube channel, so why not subscribe, guys? It's one of the best things you can do.
That looks like that.
Yeah, just that little thing there. And make sure you turn on bell notifications as well to make sure we get a notification every time we upload. And thank you very much for joining us, guys. And we'll see you in a bit.
Bye.
Bye.